The theme of the conference this year is weathering the storms. We've had some storms this year that were made by nature and others that were made by man. We'll talk about Irma, assignment of benefits, workers' comp, and the work that lies ahead.
Once again, the Florida Chamber has done a really great job of bringing together stakeholders, insurance executives, business owners, legislators to talk about the issues that are facing them in their day-to-day life as they struggle to pay premiums, and gave legislators an opportunity to talk about what some of our approaches are going to be to solve some of the issues that are facing them. Insurance is a utility. We've got to have it. It's got to be predictable. It's got to be managed, but we also can't have an environment where it makes it unattractive, and we can't create an environment where it drives up the cost for our consumers. Based on current AOB trends, the average statewide annual premium for a $150,000 new home is projected to rise from approximately $1,200 now to nearly $1,600 by 2022. It's a 29% increase in the next 5 years. If it weren't for the cottage industry of trial lawyers looking for get-rich-quick schemes, AOB wouldn't be a problem of epic proportion that it is today.
I'm pleased that the Chamber has shown such great leadership on these important insurance issues which have bedeviled Floridians, the ratepayers that we all collectively serve and try to protect.
That type of catastrophic turn of events in our state economy, I get chills thinking about it. I get very concerned about it, and it affects every single person in this room, and it affects every single person in the state.
We have to provide certainty for our economy and our climate for our job creators, and I think that is why this absolutely has to be a top priority this year.
Very simply put said, how can we not focus on what's going on in the insurance business, especially with the amount of fraud that's happening in the business today?
Hopefully we can come together to put something on the governor's desk that will be proactive for our consumers. The bottom line of all these issues is how does it affect the people we serve?
It's always great to come out and visit with the stakeholders that participate in our industry and play such a critical role. And this event is really special. You have the entire spectrum essentially of people that interact with our space.
This program was incredible, just as in past years, and I know that many of the people will go away with a perspective of how we can go about improving our situation in Florida.
Sooner or later, Mother Nature is going to call our number, and we're going to come up light here. We need to change this.
The litigation has tripled for every single major company over the last 3 years plus. So this is not just a citizens issue.
We learned lessons in terms of how to get ready for a storm. Even though we did a good job, we can still do better.
Some people would say we're preaching to the choir here when we talk about lawsuit abuse, when we talk about protecting consumers, when we talk about making our markets more competitive and more stable. But the reality of it is, when the business community works to fight for consumers, sooner or later the public figures out that the trial lawyers are all about raising their rates and not at all about protecting consumers.